This is a story about how small changes can lead to big transformations. It's about the science behind habits, why they form, how they work, and how we can change them. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg explores the science of habits, showing how they shape our personal lives, organizations, and society at large. At its core, The Power of Habit reveals how habits work and how we can use this knowledge to create positive change. Duhigg breaks down the habit loop and introduces a framework for understanding and changing habits, providing a roadmap to better personal habits and organizational productivity. The book delves into the fascinating world of habit formation, explaining the neurological processes that drive us and shows how we can harness the power of habits to achieve our goals. Duhigg also explores how companies and societies use habits to influence behavior on a large scale.
It's so automatic to go hit the button for Twitter, right? It's like I just did something hard and I just need to like chill out for a second. I'm going to go hit Twitter. And then, half an hour later. So for situations where it's just like that, it's like a muscle twitch. Sometimes a piece of software like Freedom can just interrupt it long enough.
What habit would you most like to change or create in your life? Let us know in the comments. The habit loop. Cue, routine, reward. The central idea of the power of habit is the habit loop, a neurological pattern that governs the development of habits. The habit loop consists of three key elements: cue, routine, and reward. 1. Cue or trigger. This is the signal that initiates the habit. It could be anything from an emotional state, an event, a time of day, or a specific environment. 2. Routine. This is the behavior or action that we take in response to the cue. It's the habit itself. 3. Reward. This is the positive feeling or outcome that reinforces the behavior, making it more likely to be repeated. Duhigg explains that once this loop is established, it becomes automatic. Habits are formed through repetition of this loop, and over time the brain begins to perform the routine with little conscious thought.
A habit becomes this choice that you stop making but continue acting on. You just always grab a dessert after dinner because it's just the habit you've fallen into. It's part of your routine. It just happens automatically. And if you look at people's lives, a lot of what they think of as choices have actually become habits.
This is why we can have habits that don't require much effort or attention, like brushing our teeth or driving to work on autopilot. Understanding the habit loop is the first step toward changing habits. Duhigg emphasizes that to change a habit, we must identify and tweak one of these three components: cue, routine, or reward. The golden rule of habit change. Duhigg introduces the golden rule of habit change.
Much better is what's known as the golden rule of habit change. What the golden rule of habit change says is, instead of trying to extinguish a habit, instead of trying to break a habit, change a habit. Replace one habit with something new by piggybacking on what already exists. So figure out what the cue is, the routine, and the reward, and then find a new behavior, a new routine that corresponds to that old cue.
To change a habit, keep the old cue, provide the same reward, but insert a new routine. This idea is central to understanding how to break bad habits or form new, positive ones. By replacing the routine with a healthier or more productive action, we can still satisfy the same craving or need, but in a way that leads to better outcomes. For example, if you want to stop snacking on junk food in the afternoon, bad habit, you could keep the afternoon cue, feeling of hunger or a break, and the reward, a sense of satisfaction or energy. But replace the routine, eating chips or candy, with a healthier option, such as eating a piece of fruit or taking a quick walk. Over time, this new habit loop can form, and the old habit will lose its power. Duhigg emphasizes that the key to habit change is perseverance. It takes time for the new routine to feel automatic, but by focusing on the cue and the reward, we can rewire our habits and create lasting change. Keystone habits, the domino effect. Duhigg also explores the concept of keystone habits, which are habits that have a ripple effect, influencing other areas of our lives. Keystone habits are foundational habits that, when changed, can lead to widespread transformation. One example is exercise. When people adopt the habit of regular physical activity, it often leads to other positive changes, such as healthier eating, improved productivity, and better sleep. Exercise doesn't just improve physical health, it can change other habits and behaviors in ways that improve overall well-being. Duhigg explains that focusing on keystone habits can help us achieve more in less time. By identifying and working on one key habit, we can create a domino effect, triggering positive changes in other areas of our lives. The power of habit in organizations. Beyond personal habits, the power of habit also looks at how habits operate in organizations and businesses. Duhigg explains how companies use the science of habits to influence customer behavior and improve efficiency. One of the key case studies Duhigg uses is that of Procter & Gamble's development of Febreze. Initially, Febreze failed in the market because it was marketed as a product for cleaning and freshening. However, when the company rebranded it as a product for people who wanted to create a sense of well-being and pleasure in their homes, it became a success. By tapping into the habit loops of consumers, Procter & Gamble was able to connect Febreze with the sense of reward that comes with a clean, fresh environment. Duhigg also examines how Starbucks uses habits to ensure its employees provide great customer service. Through a system of training and habit reinforcement, Starbucks created a culture where employees automatically deliver excellent service. These habits are instilled in employees through structured routines that become second nature. The role of willpower.
As you try and extinguish a habit, that doesn't make that neural connection go away. It's still there. It's still just waiting. And you can use willpower, right? We can definitely all use willpower to say, even though I see the donut store and I smell the donuts and I really want one, I'm going to say no. I'm going to deny myself. Through willpower, you can try and extinguish the habit.
Duhigg dedicates a section of the book to the role of willpower in habit formation. Willpower is a limited resource, and just like a muscle, it can get fatigued with use. He explains that successful habit formation relies on setting up a system where willpower doesn't need to be exerted constantly. Instead, the focus should be on creating automatic, positive routines that don't require willpower to maintain. One of the most interesting findings in the book is how willpower can be strengthened over time. Studies have shown that people who practice good habits, such as exercising or planning meals, tend to perform better in other areas of their lives too. Willpower can become a habit itself. The more we practice self-discipline, the easier it becomes to make good choices. By setting small, achievable goals and gradually building momentum, we can strengthen our ability to make better decisions in all areas of life. The power of habits in societies. The power of habit doesn't stop at the individual or organizational level. It also explores how habits shape entire societies. Duhigg talks about how social movements and cultural shifts can be driven by the habits of groups of people. One of the examples Duhigg uses is the civil rights movement, particularly the role of Rosa Parks' act of defiance, and how it became a catalyst for widespread change. Habits of group behavior like shared values and collective actions can create massive societal shifts. Duhigg also explores how organizations like the U.S. Army use habits to promote efficiency and success. Through training and systems that reinforce good habits, organizations can shape behaviors on a large scale, achieving impressive results through collective action. How habits shape our lives. Duhigg's message is clear. Habits shape much of our daily lives, often without us even realizing it. From the decisions we make in the morning to the way we spend our free time, habits influence everything we do. The key takeaway is that by understanding how habits work, we can take control of our own behavior and create lasting positive change. Whether it's in our personal lives, our careers, or our relationships, the ability to shape and change our habits can have a profound impact. Rewiring our habits for success. In The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg provides a framework for understanding how habits form, how they can be changed, and how they shape our lives. The book shows that by understanding the habit loop, cue, routine, and reward, we can take control of our habits and use them to create the life we want. The most powerful idea in the book is that we are not prisoners of our habits. We have the ability to reshape them. By focusing on keystone habits, being mindful of our environment, and using willpower effectively, we can create positive change and achieve lasting success. The golden rule of habit change, Duhigg says, is to keep the old cue and deliver the old reward, but insert a new routine. This is the key to transforming our habits, whether it's breaking a bad habit or forming a new one. With persistence, self-awareness, and the right mindset, we can rewire our brains and live the lives we desire. What's one habit you want to change or create? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful book summaries.